Good evening and welcome to another test of AutoPilot. So this time I am on AutoPilot version 2018.21.9 and I'm actually in a Model X, which is a loaner that I got, and it came from the service center with this update installed, and this update actually tells me that it will show adjacent or cars in the adjacent lanes. So yeah, we're definitely going to test that, and I'm also going to test to see whether or not it distinguishes between bikes and cars and trucks and such, like AP1 does. But yeah, since we have it, I'm also going to do my usual test round and see how this AutoPilot update has improved. Right, so the first part is the Hillcrest section. Hopefully it will still stay as steady as can be on this section, because the previous update was pretty stable here. Right, coming up at the top, let's see what the car does. Yep, the lines are wiggling a little bit, but the car is, oh no, just a slight deviation, but nothing to worry about. It's just not that straight on that part. Let's see if it does the same here. So top of the hill, no issue whatsoever. Yeah, this is really steady, just that one little glitch, but that's nothing to be concerned about. So here is the part where, because of the way the lines are being done, it sometimes adjusts a little bit. Let's see. It went a little bit towards the divider, but not much, but enough for me to actually be at the point where I would want to take over. Now keep in mind, this is a Model X that I'm doing, or that I'm testing with today. Normally I have my own Model S, so yeah, it's maybe comparing apples to oranges. I don't know if AutoPilot in the Model X is slightly different than with the Model S. Oh, that was also different. So something that I noticed also with the warning if you don't have your hands on the steering wheel is with my P100D, the entire instrument cluster or display in this case would start blinking white, and you get that pop-up, hold steering wheel first and then starts blinking white, but it's the entire display that is doing that. What I noticed, if you look carefully here, it's only the top that is now blinking, which is, yeah, I think enough to grab your attention. Also, but yeah, on the other hand, it's also aesthetically more pleasing to the eye than just the whole white thing that's flashing there. But so that's a small change as well. So one thing that still hasn't changed is that on this lane, or on this road, which is a major secondary road, I still can't do an auto lane change. So that doesn't work, at least in Belgium. I've heard from other people that in the Netherlands it works on major secondary roads, but in Belgium it seems it doesn't. Okay, so this is the really scary part now, because I don't know this car. I don't know how the additional weight will affect the way it handles that tight S-curve. So hands on steering wheel, and I might intervene a lot sooner than what I do with my Model S, but Hopefully there's no car from the other side, so we can let it do its thing. Here we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. It brakes a lot harder. Still goes too much to the outside. I'm on the lane, a little bit over the lane there. Also there, it was more over the lane than the first turn. But yeah, that's a little bit of an improvement in view of the last one that I tested, but still it's not something that you want to rely on for your daily driving. So apparently that's very hard for AutoPilot to judge right, but it did step on the brake a lot sooner in that turn now, so that's already a small improvement in the right direction. Okay, time for the auto lane change. Yeah, so that's going smoothly. It is indeed showing the car to the right in the adjacent lane. So yeah, I really like that, because I find that very useful information that is displayed on the dash, because it gives me a level of confidence in the sense that if I see a car there, then I know that AutoPilot sees that car as well if it displays there. It's kind of a little safety thing, but yeah, that's cool. I really like that. Going to the right, tracking the two cars, one in my own lane and the one in the lane that I'm moving to, and it slightly adjusts the speed. Alright, yep, this is a good feature that's being implemented. Up ahead there's the lane shift, and let's see what the Model X does with that. So let's get up to speed here. Come on, AutoPilot, give me AutoPilot. No, I have to intervene there. So maybe it would have made it, but I was not entirely confident that it actually would do that. So I got the intention that it takes the turn a little bit wider than my Model S. Not sure why that would be. Could be the weight, I don't know. Could be reaction, could be the position of the camera. But yeah, that's definitely something that you don't want to do with the Model X in this update. Of course, I'll be testing this update with the Model S as well. If I feel that it has the same problem, then that's a slight regression in the algorithm to take that situation. But otherwise, it could be solely a problem or a result of the software on the Model X. Time for the conclusion. So what can we say about the new update? So first of all, we got a small improvement where it started braking sooner in the tight S-curve. Right? So that was an improvement, even though it still went over the line. But yeah, that could be due to the weight of the Model X, because it's the first time I'm testing that, so I have no real comparison to do that. So I will be testing that with my Model S as well. Secondly, the auto lane change, that seems to have improved a little bit more in smoothness, but also as you do the lane shift or the lane change itself, I got the impression that it started accelerating a little bit faster than what it used to do in the previous update. But again, it's just an impression. I have no real data on that, so I have to do a lot more testing on that. As for the lane shift, that was worse. But again, it was a Model X, but I did it a couple of times after I recorded what you just saw. And each and every time I had to intervene because I was afraid that the car was really going to hit the curb on that. and pretty convinced that it was actually going to hit the curb. So I had to intervene there. So that's maybe a slight regression on the software. Another thing, and that's a bigger improvement, is the fact that it now shows the cars in the adjacent lanes, and it still doesn't distinguish between cars and trucks and bikes. But there's a difference with AP1. So with Autopilot 1, you got 3 cars that were shown in the adjacent lanes. Now, as you can see on this image from Stan Martens, a fellow Tesla driver and a member of the Facebook group for Belgium, he posted this. So Stan, thanks for letting me use this image. And he see 4 cars in one lane. So that means that in total you can have 11 cars being displayed on the dash. So that's 4 in the one lane, then 4 in the other adjacent lane, your own car at the bottom, of course, which is always there, and then 1 car in front of you. And if the radar bounces the signal underneath that car and sees another car, it still shows that second car in front of you. So that's a lot of information, but I actually like that because for me that gives me more confidence in Autopilot, because it displays what it sees, so it can't display what it can't see. So that means that if it displays the car, I know that it sees that car. So it gives me a little bit more confidence in Autopilot. However, there is one big, huge problem with this update 2018.21.9, and that is that the interval for the hold your hands on the steering wheel nag has shortened dramatically. I still need to do a lot of testing, but this has been confirmed on other forums as well. So at speeds up to 70 kilometers an hour, the nag is about every 50 seconds, where when I tested it some time ago, I'll put a link to the video up there somewhere. So when I tested it, it was close to a minute, like a minute 2, a minute 3 consistently. Now it's at 70 kilometers an hour, it's down to 50 seconds. And at highway speeds, people report different numbers, but that's like 20 to 30 seconds intervals that you have to hold your hands on the steering wheel. Now I do understand why Tesla is doing that, because they want to make sure that we have our hands on the steering wheel. However, from a personal point of view, I like the safety of it. But on the other hand, if I have my hands on the steering wheel loosely and the steering wheel starts turning on its own, I have the tendency to counter steer, and then it disables Autopilot. So usually I have it, like they call it the Tesla Lotus position sometimes. So I have it my hands in my lap near the bottom of the steering wheel, so I can always grab the steering wheel really fast. And I find that personally to be a safe position. That also gives me the comfort of not having to hold the steering wheel the whole time and counteracting the steering wheel. So yeah, this update actually, since I don't have it yet on my car, I'm still doubting whether or not I'm going to install it. Maybe I'll wait for the next update in this case, just to see if they loosen up the nag a little bit, because a lot of people have complained. Elon Musk is aware of it. He even showed a tweet of it and kind of being frustrated, like, okay, it's never good. If we don't do it, people crash and it's not safe. If we do it, people don't use Autopilot anymore because they find it annoying. So it's all about finding that balance, and they do have to find that balance right now, because in a month we're going to Norway. It's a long trip. It's about 5,500 kilometers of driving that I have to do, and I can really use Autopilot there, and I could do with a little less nag. Just being honest here, guys. But anyway, thanks for watching, and remember, if you like my videos, please subscribe to the channel and click the little bell icon so you get updated every time there's a new video. And for now, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.